Welcome to the episode 11 Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, we are going to talk about Big Brother 26. We have a brand new season of the show that promises to be wild and crazy. There is a couple of fun new twists added to the season that'll have plenty of people talking. Whew, we have a lot to break down in the first two episodes. Obviously, the first two episodes always feature the house guests moving into the big house, including some new twists and turns that the audiences find out about at home, whether it's the AI, whether it's going to be a potential 17th house guest added to the mix. So much unfolds, and I'm going to here to break it down for you guys. Let's talk about it. If you missed my Big Brother season 26 recap, I talked about who I thought had the biggest potential of finishing in the top spot. My top three picks were Mackenzie, Takor, and Cam Sullivan-Brown. So those were my three picks of who I thought could potentially finish as winner of Big Brother. Hopefully, being the kind word, hopefully I could potentially get it right. That'd be awesome. You know what I mean? Like that would be the ideal thing, right? Is to nail it early on in the process. But who knows, right? But without further ado, let's break down what happened on Big Brother episode 1 and 2. All right, without further ado, we obviously get to announce that Julie announces that it is the summer of Big Brother 26 and the season of Big Brother AI. She promises the most surprising premiere in Big Brother history. Our first 8 house guests are entering the fold, and we meet Rubina from LA, an events bartender. She's 4'9", little short stuff. She seems like a little feisty one that can cause trouble. We get Cam, the physical therapist, the former football player. He played at Penn State, played a little bit college football. His mom passed away at 3. Got a little sob story to start. I like it. Get a little vibe for these people. Maybe get an idea of what kind of we can expect from their gameplay. But then of course we have Mackenzie from Texas. She went to construction, and I'm telling you, she's gonna win this damn game. She says she is single and will use a man if she has to. I like the gameplay already. Joseph, our video store clerk, or I think he is adult video store clerk. Is what I like to call it, but apparently not. But I do not believe what he has to say about that part. He is a poker player. Again, I like that because there's strategy in poker. No Limit Hold'em is one of the hardest games, and then table poker in general. Angela, a real estate agent, she loves going to the clubs and having fun. She feels like she is the life of the party, but she said she will be cutthroat when she needs to. Chemo, our mattress salesman from Hawaii. Chelsea, a nonprofit organizer in California. She played collegiate basketball. She's half hood, half holy. Chelsea already just check marked the box of just love her. Tucker, marketing salesman for protein bar company. He would not surprise me. He wouldn't surprise me, he said, if he was the first person in a show Mance. All right, our first 8 to enter a household, just recapping. Rubina, Cam, Mackenzie, Joseph, Angela, Chelsea, Tucker, and Chemo are entering the house. Julie calls Tucker, Angela, Chemo, and Chelsea as our first 4 to enter the house. The house is pretty baller. I mean, they did a great job with this. I love the layout and the structure of it. Rubina, Mackenzie, Joseph, and Cam enter the house next. Rubina is loud. She might be short and small, but she is feisty and loud. I love it. Mackenzie says she is said that all the men are good looking, but she's looking for someone taller than she is because she's 6'2". I didn't even know that. 6'2". My goodness. That is tall. Julie announces they have a chance to change the game in the house. So they all go to the back. She announces that the other 8 will move in tomorrow, but the unexpected, our favorite thing to say here on Big Brother, obviously. Julie announced the 8 of them have the power to bring in additional house guests to the show. However, and of course they get to meet Ainsley. She wants to join the game. She's a huge fan of Big Brother. However, she needs 5 votes to join the show. However, they vote. It is 4-4. All votes are a secret. Votes are locked in. And then Ainsley, of course, that means Ainsley was not entering the Big Brother household. She announces her name is Ainsley, but she is AI and will be spending the summer with them as she controls the game. She wanted to gain insight on the people. She said voting yes would help their game. The people who voted yes will get an extra competitive advantage. The people who voted no will compete, and whoever loses will have their game hindered. Those who voted yes, she can only see black and white, but must activate the colors and sequences for her. She needs red, green, yellow, and blue. Their job is to remember the sequence as their chair will spin and stop. After it stops, they will have 30 seconds to guess it right. The no people have to stick their head in fear boxes. They must unscramble the words and get all 4 tiles. The player with the fewest boxes in the slowest amount of time will have their game downgraded. They won't know who won until after everyone enters the house. The yes votes were Angela, Joseph, Rubina, and Mackenzie. Watching Angela get out of this chair was one of, if not the funniest things I've seen in a long time. They spin you around in a circle. It looks very, very hard, and then you have to try to remember these colors, and she just was like almost about to fall out. Joseph said at least he's not a loser like in the other competition. That was actually pretty funny. He got more right than Angela. Rubina said she needs it. I think she made it as far as Joseph, but then of course Mackenzie was our final person. I needed her to win because she's one of my picks, and she won. Again, I'm already staking claim on this one right here, folks. You heard it here first. Tucker, first thing he said, he sticks his head in. It was snakes. Just God, thank God they weren't touching. They're just there. They're just making sounds. Then it was scorpions. Then it was cockroaches. And he said that he's been in New York City, so it just feels like it's in there. I died laughing. Spiders was last. He knocks it out in 1 minute and 3 seconds. Chemo was next to go. Was next in the no. He knocked it out of the ballpark. And I mean, I thought Tucker did good, but Chemo did even better. And then Cam got a better score than Chemo. Chelsea was our final person, and Chelsea is in last place. So that means Mackenzie, from the first batch of Mackenzie, is going to get the upgrade, while Chelsea is in last place, and she's going to get the downgrade. Moving on to episode 2. This is where we have our second batch of people moving in, and basically they get the same game. We get the same breakdown. We figure out who it is. We understand what's going on. We know who's doing what, who's on first, who's on second. They got to move into the house. Of course, they get to vote on Ainsley and stuff like that. So that's where things get a little bit different, though, in the competition here. So Matt, Takor, Lee, and Quinn all enter the house, the first of our second batch. The other 8 contestants are sequestered right now. Leah likes Matt, but loves Quinn's witty vibes and wants to work with him potentially. Matt wants to sell everyone on his charm and his soft side before he stabs them all in the back. Look, I am all about a villain. So for me, if we get a good villain out of this, we already know I'm going to be rooting for that person. Big Takor fan still, obviously. Cedric, Kenny, Lisa, and Brooklyn are the last to enter the house to join the party. Kenny doesn't plan to tell anybody he's an undercover cop, but Cedric sees the American flag tattoo on his arm, and he thinks he's either in the military or a police officer. Already been figured out, bro. You might want to cover up these things because those are some of the most noticeable things about people. But Matt, Takor, Lee, Cedric, Kenny, Lisa, Brooklyn, and Quinn all get to play the game, letting the 17th person in or not. They get the video of Ainsley pitching the spiel. This is why you need to let me in the Big Brother household, blah, 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 majority vote. However, they let Ainsley know she wasn't voted into the house. She lets them know about the game, obviously understanding that, she is AI and she's going to affect the game, etc., etc. It's crazy to me that a massive 6 people said no this time and 2 said yes. Compared to yesterday's class, it was 4 and 4. Quinn and Leah were the only 2 that said yes. Brooklyn, Takor, Matt, Lisa, Kenny, and Cedric all said no. Which was, again, very, very crazy to how the difference between the 2 groups are. It just shows you where their mind frame is in this entire thing. Instead of kind of showing us how it unfolded, they made us wait to figure out who the people were that won and lost. Obviously, in the yes column, we only had 2 people, but that's beside the point. Finally, we got a mix and mingle. The AI was extremely creepy in this moment, but I didn't mind it. You know what I mean? I don't mind it at all because but just how it all laid out was funny to me. But then we find out the house guests will have their game downgraded are Chelsea and Cedric. They were going to be downgraded from players to AI mascots. This was a massive and yet cool twist. Okay, I know we all have our opinions in AI and it's being weird, but the adding element of downgrading these players to AI mascots so they're not able to compete for head of household. They're not able to compete for power veto. They will not be voting at the live eviction. However, they'll just be voting and cheering everyone else on. However, the downside of that is they can be nominated and evicted at the same time. Cedric and Chelsea were not happy. We do find out that the other person that is going to get the upgrade was Mackenzie and Quinn are the winners of upgrades, and one of them will win America's Veto, and the other one will win a deep fake head of household. Again, you have to figure out ways. There's a reason why this show has been on for 26 seasons with all of the twists and turns. You've got to find different, new, fresh ways to bring people into this house and make them compete in a way they've never done it before. So for me, and that reason, I was a huge fan of this batch of episodes, and I'm excited to see what goes down. Obviously, Sunday, whenever Mackenzie and Quinn find out what's going on with them, that to me is something that's going to be pivotal and fun to kind of watch in these first batches. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on what went down on the first 2 episodes of Big Brother. Are you guys going to watch the feed? Are you guys ready to watch Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, the whole dynamic? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of Love and Reality Podcast. Talk to you guys soon.